Okay. Bike and wheels have been wiped down. General and visual inspection. Nothing's jumping out. Next, kind of want to get on the bearings. So these wheels have cartridge bearings in them. So there's really no adjustment to do. If they ever wear out, then you replace them. But we're just going to grab the axle lock nuts on either side and try to wiggle back and forth. Give it a spin, wiggle, no, yeah, no play, big surprise. See if you can loosen these by hand. Can't, so they're tight. And it feels okay. Give it a spin on your fingertips and see if it tries to roll off your finger. And that's not too tight. Front wheel. Tight. Not rocking. Easy movement. Good to go. Okay. Now, check your bottom bracket for play, or a loose crank arm. You never know. Now, what you want to do is the pedal's probably going to have some play in it, so try not to grab the pedal. Grab the crank arm itself and try and move it back and forth and feel for play. It feels like there's a little knock there. Grab the other one. Oh, I can feel a knock there. Okay. Well, that sucks. So this bottom bracket is a sealed bearing bottom bracket. The axle is attached to this crank arm that goes through the bottom bracket bearings and is held snug by this side. So this nut is threaded into the other side of the axle, and then there's these two bolts on the crank arm that clamp it on to the axle. There's going to be splines in there so that they don't, so they lock in together and not it's not just a circle on a post. Now, typically what this means, since I've got play in the bottom bracket, very common issue. Like we're saying, 90% of a common issue with a new bike. Manufacturer dropped the ball, and the assembler dropped the ball. On the assembler's defense, they don't generally get enough time to deal with these problems. They're supposed to build so many bikes in so much amount of time, and it's all about that. But anyway, what the issue is probably going to be is that this drive side bottom bracket cup or bearing holder is not tightened into the frame enough. So there's play in the threads. So I have to loosen this side, tighten that side into the frame properly. There's going to be torque specs on here as well. And then tighten this one back in, put everything back together. It's a pain in the butt. And as it turns out, this is another special tool that you would need to get this cap off. Yeah, I don't have that tool, but I have a different tool that'll work. Every special tool seems like they start off at $30. So this is just a Park Tool spanner. This will fit in nicely into the torque style grooves, and I just need to make sure that it stays open. Gently start to loosen that. Yep, there we go. Off she comes. Allen key to loosen these bolts on the crank arm. There's torque specs for these as well. I don't think they're stamped on. I'll have to look them up, but you know, generally torque, if it's good and tight, then it's good. Like, you get a feel for stuff. Now, just wiggling that, and there's the crank arm. There's a rubber seal here. Don't lose that, or drop it and get it dirty on your dirty floor, like mine. Okay. Now, grab the drive side crank arm. Just see if you can. Oh yeah, there we go. I pushed out nice and easy. There. One crank set. Shimano 105. Okay, now I do have various $30 tools here for various bottom bracket manufacturers. Start with this one. I think that's the one it is. And just make sure it fits. Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay. Now loosen this side. Change position for better leverage. Oh, that's tight. You gotta do it so you don't slip off and hurt yourself. Almost like that. Okay. That's loosening. That's good. Now, bottom brackets have some reverse thread action going on. There's arrows actually on this one that say tighten that way. This side's going to be the same. Tighten that way. Helps it from undoing while you're pedaling. Oh yeah, see, that was loose. Okay. What does that say? Do not disassemble. Why? There's something's broke. And there is no torque spec on this one, like printed right on it. But that's good. And now tighten this one back up. I could look up the torque spec, but hang on. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yep. So not installed correctly from the manufacturer, who had everything on a probably automatic torque gun to begin with. Crank. Don't forget to get your chain on the right side of the crank. You know, while this is out, you can check. There's not going to be any damage. This bike's too new. But, you know, is there any damage to splines? It's all good. There's already the Shimano factory grease on here. This is green kind of stuff. That slides right in. Okay. Put your pedals opposite, not like this, but like this. There we go. Nasty. Okay, crank arms straight. Get your crank arm axle nut back on. Boy, that zip tie must be annoying, hitting your leg every revolution. That's funny. Okay. That's as tight as it was. Probably a bit tighter than it was. Tighten the crank arm bolts back up. Oh look, equally tightened to 12 to 15 Newton meters. Well, it's right there. I don't have to look it up. So I will get in my Newton meter. 12 to 15 inch pounds, Newton meters. Where are we at here? 19, 15, 12. There's my 12. 12.09. And they wanted 12 to 15. So let's go one revolution. Let's split the difference. 13.78. Guess I need an end for this. Metric drawer. That helps. And I'll just, do them evenly. You go back and forth. If you crank down one right off the bat, it's going to be an incorrect reading on torque. Okay, starting to go there. I'm going to reach the torque right away. Oh, there's my wrench clicking. Okay. There's my wrench clicking. Just confirm. So as you tighten one side down, the other side's gonna probably get a bit looser. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. What did I say that was again? 13.78 Newton meters. Now I'm curious. Yeah. That's about as tight as I would have tightened it by hand. Imagine that. Oh, now the check. Is there Any play? Ooh, no play, no play. It's good. Perfect. Bottom bracket properly installed. Check. Well, no more bearings we can do right now because we gotta wait till the wheels are back on the bike to do the headset, so we might as well just wait till we're done the whole bike. It's not like I'm gonna forget to do it because it's very loose and rattly and obvious. So next is going to be put the wheels back in, and we can start lubing a whole bunch of places.